Hello, it's Nikki. How you doing? Welcome back to part 6, which is about bearing in mind your goals and their goals. And this has been a really interesting thing over the years because I've worked with so many different types of people, different stages of business, but I've also been in various stages of life and business in my own life as well. And I think, to go back to what I shared before, this is why my business model has always evolved with me and alongside me. And it's always been something that I've paid attention to and tweaked accordingly, because I always want to wow people, deliver excellence to the point where it's like, wow, that was so good. And for somebody to have that momentum and that sensation after working with me, rather than being like, yeah, it was all right. It was nice. Yeah, it was fine. I don't want that. I don't want that. So when I'm thinking about my own goals, I am always thinking about how they relate to my business, for example. So I have always been really clear with myself that I wanted to have this portfolio career. And that has meant the most amount of incredible, brilliant opportunities. But it does mean I have to be mindful of my time and make sure that I'm not just getting busy all the time, which could lead to trying to do all the things and being really busy and being really tired, but actually not meeting my business goals. So I really need to think about those sorts of things and get those moving and shaking in that way. Also, that has meant that the way that I've designed how I work with people needs to be thought out. Because even though I would see people online saying, you need to work with the same people for the next 8 Mondays, I know, and I have known, that I haven't always known what I was doing on the next 8 Mondays. And for example, this week I was filming at the beach. I had an acting job and I didn't get home till 9:15 at night. So to have put that in, I wouldn't have liked that feeling of having to rearrange it and reschedule it and not do what I wanted to do. Equally, it's really important when you're designing your packages and your services and the way that you run your business is to bear in mind the types of people you want to attract. I really have gone through a process with my content over the years, and there have been times when I felt visible and happy to be visible and really like the biggest, boldest, bravest version of myself. And I know there's also been, and this might have been circumstantial in my life as well, there have also been times where I've really played small. I've had to reduce what I'm doing. I haven't wanted to be that visible. I've wanted to hide. And that's been quite an interesting process as well. But what I want to come back to is I knew... Thanks for coming to my therapy session, by the way. That's what it sounds like, doesn't it? I knew that I wanted to be in the conversation. I wanted to be somebody who did stuff, who made stuff happen, who didn't get stuck, who didn't just moan about things and then be negative or passive aggressive. I wanted to make stuff happen. And so that meant that I had to step into the full version of myself. Because also when I have done that sometimes, especially with like the running, people are like, well, it's all right for you. You've got loads of time. Well, it's all right for you. Well, it's all right for you. And often there are moments where I am in a privileged position, but often it's because I've made it happen. It's not been lucky. It's not fallen in my lap. It's because I've worked harder, or I've gone again after 15 rejections. And that is sometimes the difference as well. And what I've noticed is I want to attract people to work with who want to find a way, who want to step things up, who want to knock their own socks off. That is the glorious thing for me. When people are like, yes, let's go, let's make it happen. I don't necessarily want to work with people who want to sit and complain. Likewise, I wouldn't want to go on holiday with people who are like, it's a bit hot, isn't it? Could really do with some rain. I don't really like this food. Do you like this food? I want to try another restaurant. Oh, but we won't like I don't want to go on holiday with those kinds of people. Equally in my own house, yes, of course, my children feel their feelings because that's what children do. But there comes a point where I'm really questioning why they're still whining about this thing. And sometimes it's like, can I help you with something? What can you tell mummy what's really bothering you? And I had it with my daughter the other day, and she came out with these two really profound things. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't think that was why she was whining, but it is. Okay, noted, taken on board. Great. It was really interesting. So I want you to bear in mind your ideal client, their tone, the way they approach the world, their perspective, their attitude, their mindset, and then show up as that version that's going to attract those kinds of people. Don't hold back. Don't hide. You're never going to please anybody, everybody anyway. Also, as well, lots of people won't like your stuff. Lots of people will think you're too expensive or too cheap, or they won't like the fact that you've got ginger hair or this accent or all of these things. So instead of trying to dilute yourself and blend to be a kind of nondescript version of yourself, get stuck in to really elevating the parts you know that you need and want to share. Lots of love. Hope that's been useful. Check out Create Your Income Pie, all my strategy sessions. I'll leave the links down below. I'll catch you next time. Bye.